Greg is not betting that the Patriots offense will have a great year. That's for sure. I'm not either. I don't think his observations, which gained plenty of attention yesterday, are inaccurate in any way, shape, or form about this team. It's that bad.
Yeah,
it is that bad.
Yesterday was almost come to Jesus type moment.
We've been sounding the alarm on this now for several weeks on this offense. Sinking feeling about this offense, about their inability to block anybody.
I saw this upstairs in sort of the one-on-one walkthroughs in the run periods when Ramondre Stevenson was doing those stretch zone runs. And I thought about the Matt Patricia offense. I said, this reminds me exactly of what they attempted to do 2 years ago. And Greg said, I have to go back and look at my notes because he was feeling the same thing.
This, to me, is, well, I think different. It's not worse. It's not better than 2 years ago because he brought that up. He feels worse than he did during the Patricia year. Oh. This feels worse because even with good coaching, I don't know that they could fix it. I don't know that they can fix their lack of talent on the offensive line with good coaching. I don't even think if Dante Scarnecchia was here right now that all of a sudden they're going to be able to block. I just don't think they have the guys. I don't think they have the bodies. And yesterday, all these sacks, you've heard these statistics from all the sacks in this practice. That wasn't just off the edge, guys. That was from across the entire front. They were getting their ass handed to them.
You want a wake-up call? You know who your best tackle is right now, today? Number 59, Vidarian Lowe. He's playing the best. Calvin Anderson can't even play backup right tackle. The core force had his issues at right. And all of a sudden, I guess, Mike Oweno's going to be a guard. Because we're going to protect the middle at least. I'd do that. I'd shore the middle up. City So, Andrews, Oweno. At least you got to anchor in the middle. And keep your fingers crossed. Hope Vidarian Lowe plays well enough to play. And
that didn't work yesterday, though.
Yeah, I know.
You're talking about the interior.
Yeah.
I hate to say this about our dear friend David Andrews. He's a year older, right? He's not a young guy anymore.
Jalen Carter's a lot bigger than him.
And you're giving maybe City So a lot more credit than he deserves.
I'm giving him credit on past time I've seen him play. Yes.
Well, he's not exactly an all-pro.
No.
I mean, you mentioned those three in the middle. It's like, well, the only guy that I can look at and say, well, that guy is going to, at this stage of the game, in 2024, that is going to excel is Mike Oweno. That's it. That's it. That's the one guy.
I think that's the one thing we do know. Yeah. Mike's good at guard or tackle. Other than that, crapshoot. You might be playing two rookies. You might be playing the Penn State kid and the Texas A&M kid. And that's by default. Not that they took it away. Maybe you should have got a fullback. Maybe. If this is going to be your offensive line, maybe you'd go back to the old fullback offense. Another blocker in there. Tough kid. Get Devlin back.
So what's the fix in the short term? What are they going to do? Just get their ass handed to them every week? That would be my prediction right now because I don't know where the help is coming from.
Go gun.
They're going to lose a lot of games.
You're going to have to run out of gun.
How many sacks is this team going to give up this year? I had this conversation with a member of the media off the air yesterday. I said, what are we thinking sack-wise? Like the leaders in sacks allowed, I guess not the leaders, but the losers, are somewhere around 60 most years. Like most years, the worst team has given up 60 sacks, somewhere in that range.
Go back to Burrow's rookie year. I think he got sacked the most, whatever that is. It's going to be above that.
I'm guessing it's somewhere in the 60 to 65 sacks, and I wouldn't say 70's out of the question on this team. I think that's in play with the Patriots. But that's not just a sack number. That represents the pressures. That represents how things get sped up. That represents how difficult it is to function as an offense. And yesterday, for the first time, we saw ones in real competition on the practice field, and I think a better representation than what we got in the preseason game a week ago when 32 Carolina Panthers starting caliber players did not play in the game, and that's one of the worst teams in the NFL. Now we saw them go against good competition and a good team and a contender, and there are contenders up and down the Patriots' schedule. They play good teams this year. And when they play those good teams, I think it's going to be just as ugly as it was yesterday. And that is depressing on so many levels. Are we ready for this? Are we ready to handle another type of season that we saw last year in Bills last year? Are we ready to go through this again? I'm checking the temperature of the room here. Is everybody ready for this? New England, are you ready for this? Can you do it? Can you grind it out for another year? And start talking about where their draft position's going to be and how they need the draft picks for 2025 and how they need to continue to restock.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Can we do this?
We could draft another one really high and sit him for next year, too.
Yeah.
Redshirt him.
Oh, we're going to get to that. Oh, we've got plenty more on that situation. But I'm wondering if we're going to lose Zoe here by the end because, he's already just really dealt with this for a year. Is he ready to do it again?
Some long Sundays, though.
Not really. Run the ball goes fast.
That's a solution. Run the ball.
Drink.
It goes fast.
Couple drinks, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 617-779-0985, the phone number. That's what I want to know. Are you ready to do it again? Are you going to quit on him, or are you ready to do this again? Because that's where we're at.
I'm just like
wake up call.
I'm just like
yesterday.
mad bad camp's over. Like we can't go to camp anymore, and now we have to drive here. So it's another kick in the ass.
What a way to end it, though.
Well, you guys.
That's the last impression we get of training camp was what we saw yesterday.
In front of a record crowd.
Record crowd. Everyone's excited to be there, and they went down there and said, "Oh my God, this team is so bad."
Yeah, not a great taste left in the mouth at the end.
The amount of food they were selling down there. They're running out of food. They're bringing stuff down. So many people were there. And he gave up 14 sacks out of 16. Jesus.
Whew. This is going to be a test of the fan base, is what this is going to be this year.
Should be a test of the O-line coach.
And I think it's I don't think it is. I don't expect a coach to coach that group into something that is good. I don't think it's a fair expectation for any coach, no matter how experienced or how good that coach may be. I don't think it's fair. I will not blame an offensive line coach because these guys are not good.
I'd love to get Uche, Judon, a couple of those guys' wives, and just talk tackles with them. Tell me, what do you think about this tackle? Give me your tackles. Line up your tackles, 1 through 5. Best to worst. Who would they even say is the best one? And that's without a one at tackle. Just you practicing against these guys in practice. Who do you fear?
None. They abuse all of them.
Give me strengths and weaknesses of each. I bet they could sit down and give you a list. They know them by the back of their hand.
All right. Well, I don't know what that means. I mean, they've beat the bag out of all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a surprise, though. Like, we knew this going in.
No.
The offseason, you didn't address the tackle situation. You brought in Chuk's for. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, wait a second. The offensive line sucks. Yeah, it did. It did going into the offseason. You didn't change anything, and it still sucks.
I didn't know Bertrand Lowe was here until they started off-season practices. I thought, last year ended and he was gone.
Well, it's starting to feel like they are going to put Drake Maye on ice. It's starting to feel like this is going to be a true red shirt year for Drake Maye as a result of all of this and their plan or lack thereof.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.